Hello everyone, welcome to episode 23 of the Pet Hunt and the Completionism. So, starting off the video with a standard Thermi task. I've done quite a bit of this boss at this point. I think I passed about 2,000 total kills on this task, because I had around 900 before the counter was released for it. Interestingly enough, I only have like 1,300 Kraken kills, but I have quite a bit more of this boss. I didn't start doing any Kraken until after 99 Slayer, so I guess this boss is just more common or something to get as a task, but there we go, the task is complete and 877 tasks in a row. And I had to skip the mutated Zygamites from Duradel. And the next task was Black Demons, which is actually the final task I was waiting for to finish up my block list for Duradel. This is one of the most common tasks from Duradel that is not a pet dropper, so decided to block that. And I got a task of Hellhounds, 164 of them. And I passed 2,400 Castle War stickers, which means I can buy Helm Plate, Legs, and Shield all in one go, be able to wear all those. So I just need the sword to have a full gold set, which looks pretty cool. And basically 500 tickets left to be done with that goal. I might do a little bit of Castle Wars post 2,900 to get some Halos also at the same time, but it's nice to be getting close to done with that. And I got a fucking Eternal Crystal, which is pretty nice, so I'll sell that. I think I'll finish the task first and then sell that. But yeah, that should be like 6 mil, so bueno. And there we go. Hellhound's task is done. Finish the last bit on the regular ones, because don't want to lose my shit, but 1,098 Cerberus kill count, so we passed 1k on that task, and I guess we're a bit over a third of the way to the drop rate. And crystals are going pretty nicely, so I think I'll probably go sell that Eternal Crystal now. My Slayer reward points are going down, even though they should be going up, and it's not making me too happy. Alright. Dark Beast I do, because you can get fast points if you just turn off the extension. I think it's probably worth. Alright, so the next task was another Cerberus task. This time not Hellhounds though, but an actual Cerberus boss task. So I chose to slay 35 of them, you know, why not? And that's about exactly an hour of Cerberus. You can kill about 35 per hour. And 6.1 mil for the Eternal Crystal, very nice. They're actually worth more than the Gazing Crystal, so second best drop from Cerberus and some very nice cash right there. And that task was quickly finished, 1133 KC, and some nice 75 point bonus. Had to skip like 4 tasks in a row, which definitely hurt the point total. But I finally got a task of Abyssal Demons, which is pretty cool, so I can finally go and try out the Abyssal Sire. So, as many of you guys know, Max Cape came out this week. I made a short video just showing off the basics of the Max Cape and how it works and what it looks like and everything, so there it is. Figured out, I actually made my client like full screen on my desktop to get some nice detail on there, so you guys can take a look at it. And there's been a lot of discussion about the Max Cape, and this is, for anyone who is unfamiliar, this is pretty much exactly how the default Max Cape looks in RS3, which I'm kind of glad they made it along the same lines. It looks really nice in my opinion. A lot of people have been criticizing A, the emote, since it's kind of short, and B, the fact that you can't customize the cape and that it doesn't have any stats. So they did actually poll, making it so that it has Fire Cape stats, and that didn't pass, so that's why it doesn't have Fire Cape stats basically. But I think they are talking about making it so you can like use best in slot capes on it to have it take those stats, which I hope they do. It would be kind of nice to be able to wear it while doing PVM, since I can wear it while I'm doing some skills, but when I'm PVMing I'm not going to be inefficient and wear Max Cape just for Fashionscape, because usually people aren't watching you PVM anyways. But yeah, I hope it would be cool if they made it color customizable, but I more would like to just be able to wear it while I'm doing more things in the game. But either way, I'm quite happy that there's finally a Max Cape. I think it looks really, really nice, and I'm really happy about it. And I'm looking forward to finishing my gold set and just wearing that around with my my Max Cape to be showing off my Completionist status. So definitely still on the learning curve for this boss, but I got my first Unsired drop on 63 kill count, which I was quite excited about, because pretty much whenever you get Unsired you can expect something good, unless you happen to get a Jar of Miasma, which is a bit depressing. But what's it going to be? It is going to be a Abyssal Dagger, which is awesome, because if it was a bludgeon piece it would be cool, but I'd have to wait until I get 2 more to actually get the money out of it. But Abyssal Dagger is a single item that I can go and sell right now for some quick cash. And yeah, look at that, it looks really, really cool. I don't know, the Abyssal Dagger is kind of a strange item, because it's very rare and it's very expensive. The problem, it's not really that good for most things that I can tell though. I mean, it's a very good stab weapon, but Hasta is better. I think it's really only good if you want to be using stab and you don't want to be training defense, since Hasta is always either controlled or defense. So I guess it might be good for like peers, especially if you want to have a stab weapon, but I don't really know exactly what people use it for. If you guys know why it's worth 19 mil, as you can see right here, definitely let me know. Maybe it's just because of its rarity or something and it's still kind of a novelty item, but either way, I'm happy because I got a nice 19 mil after only a couple hours of killing the Abyssal Sire. So, alright, so I decided to record the last like hour or so of my Abyssal Sire task just to have some footage of the boss itself. So as you can see, the boss area is quite graphically complex and very well done. So once again, props to Mod Ghost for that. But the boss fight itself is pretty interesting. So basically there are 3 different phases of the boss. At first you have to use shadow spells on the boss to disorient it, and it will stay disoriented for a little bit of time, and you have to kill these respiratory systems off to the side. There are 4 of them while the boss is disoriented, and when the boss becomes oriented again, I guess would be the word for it, then those tentacle things on the side can attack you and you can't kill the respiratory system. So you have to wait until you disorient the boss, and it usually takes like 2 or 3 disorients to get all the respiratory systems killed, and then it comes down and you start meleeing it, and you melee it till it gets below half health, and then it goes down even further south and sends out a whole bunch of minions, and you have to heal off of those and stuff. And I don't know, my kill speed was about 15 per hour throughout this recording, which I feel like is a bit low. I feel like people were talking about getting maybe 20 per hour, but either way, yeah. It takes a very long time to kill this boss. I don't know. I was streaming quite a lot of it and having a lot of people, different people tell me to do different things because I was definitely struggling a little bit with the learning curve of getting efficient kills at this boss. I know that you can do it without food once you get good at it, and towards the end, I don't think I actually used much food at all in this particular recording because this is towards the end of the task. But yeah, you can pretty much just survive the entire fight with just using blood spells, but one thing that was definitely slowing down my kills towards the end is that I was killing like all of the spawns that come out as soon as he was spawning them, because it sends out spawns, and if you they last for like 10 seconds before they turn into scions, and scions have 50 HP and deal a lot more damage than the spawns, which have like 15 HP and deal a lot less damage. So it's good if you can get them killed before they turn into scions because you take less damage, but it also takes up time and makes it so killing the respiratory system takes a lot longer. So I'm not totally sure what's the best course of action with those, but next time I get an Abyssal Demon's task, I'll have to keep playing around with it. But it's a very, very different boss fight than anything else you really encounter in Old School, and it definitely is interesting to switch it up. The only thing that I'm not wild about is the fact that Abyssal Demon's tasks are going to take so long if I'm still getting like 15 kills an hour. Even at 20 kills an hour, all of my tasks will take over 10 hours because I have the extension on. But at 15 kills an hour, oh my god, they're going to take, many of them are going to take like 15 hours to complete, which is kind of crazy. The time passed, or seemed to pass pretty quickly on this particular task, but I don't know, it'll be interesting to try it out in the future. But yeah, unfortunately I did not get any more unsired. I don't know what the drop rate of those is yet. It's either 1 in 64 or 1 in 68 is what, or 1 in 128 is what people are generally guessing. But yeah, I got 1 in my 216 kills in this task, so hopefully I'll get some more on the next task. This boss probably is decent money, but also actually this week they did update the drop table of it, and that's why I saved this task for a couple of days. I got it on Tuesday and didn't do it until Thursday and Friday, and the reason for that was because I saw that they're going to update the drop table, so I figured I'd wait and get a bit better loot. And the loot didn't really seem that bad. People were complaining a lot on release that it was pretty bad, but it seems like the update did make it a bit better, so I'm not sure whether I was profiting off of the non-unsired drops, but I was probably at least like breaking even, because you do spend a lot of money on the runes. I went through tons of runes in this task for all the shadow spells and the blood spells for healing and everything. But yeah, I mean, I got 20 mil from the Abyssal Dagger, so I definitely profited. But yeah, I would say I enjoyed it. It got a little bit frustrating at times, because just like every little tiny little mistake you make costs you a lot of hit points. If you like every time you lose like 1 tick with the little poison things in the ground, then they kind of fuck you up. But there is the task complete, and I guess I'll see what I have to do next. Alright, well that task is finally done, and the new one is going to be some King Black Dragon. Alrighty, well that is my King Black Dragon task done. 882 tasks in a row, and I guess I'm gonna go hopefully get a more exciting task. 64 Anku, how about no? My fucking Slayer points are dying. Cave Kraken. See, that's so boring too, but I'm not gonna skip Cave Kraken. And we just got a Trident of the Seas full, which is the best drop you can get at this boss aside from a pet, I guess, so that's not too bad at all. I was hoping I would get something decent from this task. Alright, well, there we go. Shout out to my friend Albert the Pirate for chilling with me for most of this task, but there is 883 tasks in a row and 15 Slayer points for finishing a Kraken task. So, time for yet another task. Let's see what it's going to be. Hellhounds, that's actually, you know, I'm fine with that. I don't mind that. Maybe we'll get some Primordials this time around. That'd be sweet. Alright, well, I've done a couple trips of that task so far, but I think I'm going to call it a night and call it a episode. So thank you guys very much for watching. I wanted to quickly go through my loot tab and how it's looking right now. I decided to organize it based on items rather than based on like each monster's individual drops. Like for a while I was just doing it how like I had certain drops from a monster here and then from the next boss here, etc. Now I have it organized by like rune items and then ores and bars and shit like that, which makes it look a little fancier. And I'll probably just keep all of these items, at least one of them, until I finish a boss and then sell all the items that it drops, since I probably won't be getting more of those. But I think this tab is worth around 85 to 90 mil right now, so that's looking pretty good. I'm definitely making money slower since I stopped doing Zulrah, but I'm still making a decent amount of money, which is kind of nice. And cash stack is looking pretty good as well, so I'm sitting around like 200 mil away from Ellie if I sold my Arcane, which I probably will do once I get close enough, because Arcane isn't really that important. It's just a nice thing to have, I guess, but Ellie is definitely more important, so that's how I'm doing with the progress towards Ellie right now. So yeah, I also have like 23 or 25-ish mil in battle stats right now. I've been buying those daily whenever I remember, so that's a bit more cash there as well, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I figured I'd show you guys my loot tab real quick. It's like 3 AM right now, so I'm going to go to bed. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you all soon with more videos and live streams. I'm going to try to be more consistent on Twitch, but I do have midterms this week, so hopefully I'll be able to still get some good hours in. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a more interesting week. But yeah, once again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later.